All right, it is knife time. Coming to you this fabulous Friday from Junker Forge. It's pretty out, but it's cold out, let me tell you that. Today, for Fixed Blade Friday, we're going to be taking a look at the classic Buck 105 Pathfinder. Now, this isn't a new 105 Pathfinder. I was walking along a lake looking for a place to fish in spring of 1991, right before my birthday, and I found this laying on the ground. See, this is why I always say buck scabbards always end up looking like an old avocado. And then what's funny is this is a 118 sheath, but dropped inside of it was this good old Pathfinder 105. And from the markings I looked up, because a fellow was kind enough to mention in my comments the other day that, oh, I think that plus mark means the year it was made. I'm like, really? Buck has markings like case? That's cool. I'm a knife guy. You learn something new every day. So, as per the markings this knife has, it was made between 1972 and 1986. And I could tell it's an older one too, because that hollow grind, that weren't done by no machine. This wasn't fed into a machine to do that. That looks pretty hand ground to me. And my favorite part about this knife when I got it was I loved how it's got that false edge right here. It's not sharp or nothing, but I just loved that when I found this. And this became like one of my, because I was like 16 years old when I found it, this became one of my first designated vehicle knives. And for decades, this rode around in every rig I had. Boy, good times, good adventures. I've used this thing so much, and it's just that. Hi, Tyrion. Hi, buddy. He needs friends. He's like, I see friends. I see friends. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, man, that good old classic buck. This has been in my possession for 34 years. And it was made between 72 and 86. This is an old boy. He might be older than me. That's wild. Especially since I found it in a different model sheath. Somebody probably had this a good long time when they lost it. But yeah, I don't recall. These are probably, I think these old ones were 420, if I recall correctly. I know it's stainless because this thing has been everywhere and it's never even so much as thought as getting a spot of rust on it. Let's see, it's 9 1/4 inches overall with a 5-inch blade. They made this to be a size down version of the 119. And I like that they call it the Pathfinder. That's a good name for a knife. Buck really gives some good names to their knives. Yeah, black phenolic handle. Aluminum pommel, aka skull crusher, and hilt. And on the hilt, it's got that cool phenolic spacer between the two piece. I think that's kind of neat. All right, T, let's go over here, Bubby. Sweet boy goat. He misses his dog. He misses his dog. Yes, you're a good boy. Anyways, boy, this is yet another knife, man, like, that is just like a do-it-all thing, you know, that does knife things. And Buck, man, they really make some strong stuff, some long-lasting, reliable. The longest I've ever owned a knife in my entire life is a Buck knife that I found when I was 3, and I'll do a video on that one of these days. Come on, Bubba. So yeah, I love the way that old school hollow grind is. It's just, you could tell it after they ground it, they polished it out. And a lot of the newer ones, they're just ground in, you know. This thing just has good vibes. About an 1/8 inch thick on the spine there. Yeah, this thing's good to go. Buck 105 USA. Yeah. That full tang construction that they hide underneath this handle. And I'm just going to tell you, I have all kinds of knives, and if you just want a good, last you forever knife, buck, you can't go wrong with a buck, ever. You really just can't. They got their forever warranty on top of that. And if you take your knife and you use it well and you take care of it, well, you won't have to worry about that warranty ever. I've never had any issues with a buck knife. They're just good. Good. Whew. Look at that boy. I think a really beautiful classic knife. Indeed. And if you want something that's between the 102 that I showed the last week and the 119, this is a good way to go. Along with the Brahma 117, which is the only classic buck I really don't have, I believe. I'll get one of these days. There it is. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. The holidays are soon approaching. I hope everybody gets to spend time with the people they want to spend their time with this coming week, with the Thanksgiving coming and all. Don't forget to be thankful. Every day we're walking around up on this weird rock we live on is a good day. Remember, the only thing we can control in this world is our attitude. Look at that thing. This thing's been on some adventures with old Uncle Junk, I'll tell you that much. A lot of adventures. This is one of my good old near and dear trusty friends. The Riddle. This you can trust. A good old buck, always. You can always trust a buck. In fact, last night, I saw a little short video where a guy was like, can you bushcraft with a buck 119? And guess what? It does all the bushcrafting things you would need a knife to do. So that's pretty all right. Don't get caught up. If you're new to knives and stuff, don't get caught up in all the craziness, these $300, $400, $500 knives because they got some special steel, man. You get you a good knife like a buck, or there's several other brands out there that are good. You take care of it, well, it'll service you properly. The things you take care of will take care of you. All right, there it is. All right, let's kick this weekend off and have some good times. And you'll be seeing me later. And don't ever forget to watch your top knot.